Early on in your career, you might encounter the motion, this house would allow corporations to run cities, or something similar to that. Usually, this motion is given to introduce the classic trade-off of economic development versus democracy. You might rightfully make the argument that corporations should run cities because they can do it more efficiently than governments, and that having the sole goal of profiting for the company is a better incentive than the possibly maligned incentive of a politician to stay in power, which will not always directly improve the lives of people, which you would argue to be more important in this debate. This argument, or at least its main components and essence, will most likely be used in many debates involving companies versus state comparisons. For example, if the motion were this house opposes the privatization of prisons, you would essentially repurpose that previous argument into one that states that the efficiency and profit-driven nature of companies would be detrimental to the conditions of prisoners, which is immoral and wrong. And here, since you know the common structure of this argument, specifically that opposition would likely contest politicians' incentives by saying that power-hungry politicians will cave into public sentiment at the expense of prisoners as well, then now you know that the essential part to beef up in your argument is how politicians would specifically actualize their incentive. Perhaps it is more likely that because families exist outside of the prison system, prisoners' interest and lobby groups have relatively more leverage in political discussions, as opposed to having no say at all in the shareholder board of a private company. What's the bottom line here? Repurposing arguments doesn't just mean doing the same thing over and over again, but spot out the specific parts to sharpen for this particular debate so that you can improve it. And that's how you can make the most out of experience. As, in my opinion, the best debaters are also the ones who are best able to repurpose the same ideas in creative and precise ways. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thanks everyone.